Good morning, Hazaku Baruch. We're going to mention two more halachot for Parashat Zachor. The first being more of a general halacha that might be a little bit contrary to our conception. There is absolutely no halacha that dictates that a Sfaradi has to pray in a Sephardic minyan or an Ashkenazi has to pray in Ashkenazic minyan. The truth is either way, according to the halacha, is allowed. Now, according to the minhag, according to what a person likes to pray with, then obviously, then they should pray wherever they would like to better. However, when it comes to the listening of the Torah, the reading of the Torah every Shabbat, again, there's absolutely no obligation for a Sfaradi to hear a Sephardic reading or an Ashkenazi to hear an Ashkenazic reading. You could go either or, whichever you prefer. There is twice a year where there is an absolute obligation to make sure, if possible, obviously, if you live in a city, or if you have in your vicinity only the opposite, let's say if you're Sephardi, an Ashkenaz minyan, or vice versa, if the case is that you do have the availability to go to your minhag, to listen the parasha of Parashat Zachor, which is this week, Shabbat, and then next week's Shabbat, Parashat Para, that is the proper way to do it. Again, since it is a Torah obligation, according to many opinions, therefore, not only do we take out, as we said yesterday, the most beautiful or halachically kosher Sefer Torah, we're also supposed to be hearing it read in the proper tradition according to our tradition. So we do things our way, Ashkenazim do things their way. It's all based on tradition, transmission, customs, which is all fine. So since we do that by most of the things we do, by the things that matter most, especially by Torah obligations, we should do it according to our minhag. So that would mean this Shabbat, as well as next Shabbat, even if you do pray by an Ashkenaz minyan, normally, this week it would be highly advisable to fulfill the mitzvah of Parashat Zachor, and then next week, the mitzvah of Parashat Para, to listen to the Torah reading by your own tradition. If it's Sephardic, Sephardic. If it's Ashkenaz, Ashkenaz. There are some which are so diligent to make sure they hear it in their own tune. So Moroccans like Moroccans, and Syrians like Syrians, Yerushalmi, Egyptian, each Timani, each to their own. However, that would not be an absolute need, but at least Sephardi like Sephardi and Ashkenaz like Ashkenaz. There's one more thing I would like to address when it comes to the mitzvah of the reading of Parashat Zachor, and that is, if it's a mitzvah, why don't we make a beracha when we read it? We read the Megillah and we make brachot. We do so many other mitzvot. Chanukah, we light the candles. Even by rabbinical mitzvot. This is a Torah obligation according to many, so why don't we make a beracha? The answer is based on the Gemara Masechet Berachot. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not happy when his own creations and creatures are destroyed, even if they're worthy of it. For example, even by the splitting of the sea, and when the sea came down on the Egyptians, the Gemara says that to a certain extent there was a sensitivity that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was still sad that the Egyptians had to die. Same thing by Amalek. They deserve to be eradicated. They deserve to be removed off the face of this earth, and as we said last night, every remembrance, every item of theirs, every animal, anything and everything that was theirs. But nevertheless, since it is causing somewhat pain to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that his own creatures, his own creations, do have to be destroyed, we do not make a beracha on the reading of that mitzvah. So that's why this Shabbat, we're not going to make a beracha when we read it. There is an extra paragraph that many add, the L'Shem Yechud, just to concentrate and realize that we are fulfilling a Torah obligation, and the pasuk, and the point. So there's a little paragraph that some communities say, some communities don't say, but to make a beracha, Vasher, Kideshanu, Tzavtzvanu, Likro, Parashat Zachor, no one does, again, because it is somewhat still painful to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that his own children have a mitzvah to eradicate another child. Again, the Jewish people are just one of the children of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We are the chosen children, we are the chosen nation, but still, even a parent's favorite child, when the parent's favorite child does hurt the non-favorite, it is still somewhat hurting and painful to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, B'ezrat Hashem, answer our tefillot, and also help that there should be no Amalek, no safek in the world. Amen.
Amen.